y'all, SpOrder here, and we're back with more Bloodborne. Alright, so now we have 17,000 echoes from selling a doll set and picking up Ludwig's Holy Blade. So we're going to level up, and we're going to grab a bit more stamina. We definitely need more stamina to really swing this thing around really well. And we will pop a cold blood so we can level up one more time.
Welcome. Very well.
Alright, 18 endurance. We're going for 20 endurance right now. It's really what we're aiming towards. 20 endurance, 20 vit, and then we're gonna do 18 in arcane is our next thing that we're gonna get. Okay. So now we're gonna go back to the Cathedral ward, and we're gonna take the alternate path and grab the other loot that was that we left behind, as far as going down the tower, doing the fall. So we're gonna pop this open, or we're gonna pop this so it comes on down. So if you saw that, actually, there's an area that I really want to get to right now. That is basically, this is a kind of a hidden passageway. A lot of these exist on elevators in Bloodborne. So what this is this basically allows us to get to an additional area, like above the Cathedral ward. So so this gets us a chest that has the Formless Odin in it. Now we can't use that just yet, but we will be able to soon. So what this is it basically lets us hold another 4 Quicksilver bullets. So instead of 20, we would have 24, which is very good. So we got the Messenger Urn Festival as well. Now what that is another basically messenger. So these little guys are messengers around the lamp, and we can basically equip them with certain things. So what that one does, the Messenger Urn Festival, is basically it puts little urns on top of their heads. Alright. Gotta love that damage. So we don't really need to go in there. We've already gotten what we need out of there. So, actually, wait a minute here. Let me see if that skitter item is still there. That upgrade material. Oh, there's the skitters. Alright, that was perfect. So we got our first twin bloodstone shards. So those are the next tier of upgrade material that we need for our weapons. So that's really good. Alright, so there's some loot that we need to drop down and get here. So we can first we can do our first drop onto here. And then we will do our next drop onto this beam. Oh, and I missed it. Well, that really sucks. Okay. Alright, Alright, so let's go ahead and grab this. Madman's Knowledge. And, man, I feel like an idiot. Okay, we're gonna bold Hunter's Mark and go grab that piece of loot. Because I don't remember what it is, and I don't really like leaving loot behind that I don't know what it is. We're gonna kill this guy again. The bullets are certainly helpful. We are kind of running out of those, so. Alright, so. Hopefully I can make this drop now without making a fool out of myself. There we go. That's much better. Now I will walk off onto here. Perfect. Messenger top hat. Okay, so another decoration. Actually, that's one I do like using, so we will switch to that here soon. Next time I go back. Okay, so here is actually... This is kind of a sketchy one. There's not really a good way to fall here. You kind of want to fall like here, but it hurts quite a bit. Then we're gonna roll and drop. So now this guy is actually, we're gonna bring out our thing, our saw spear, because it's serrated. This guy is basically a unique enemy. You can face him in a chalice dungeon in a boss fight, but other than that, he's not really. He doesn't really appear anywhere else in the game. All right, so we can sneak up behind him. Hopefully, get a visceral on him. He's kind of a challenging enemy if you don't get that visceral. So he ends up throwing like fireballs and stuff at you. It's kind of annoying. So we did get the beast rune off of him. So what this beast is when we use the beast blood pellet, this will actually increase the amount of transforming that we get from that beast blood pellet. So where we are now is we are in a we are back in Central Yarnum, but this is, or we're in the Cathedral ward, but it's like a separate part of the Cathedral ward here. Uh-huh. Alright, so kind of want to be careful around here. There's some enemies. There's an enemy that I really don't want to enemy that I really don't want to aggro just yet. I believe it is up here. Yeah, so that guy, that's a snatcher, and we don't want to aggro the snatcher yet. Oh my goodness, camera. So, yeah, the snatcher, basically, you don't want to die to this thing just yet. They're pretty scary. They do a ton of damage. They have a lot of health. And basically, these snatchers, if you die to them, they will bring you to a new area, and we are not at all prepared for that area just yet. So we're gonna try to avoid. We're gonna try to avoid aggroing him just yet until we take out all of these enemies, because dealing with him on top of a bunch of enemies is no bueno. Okay, so... Alright, so those enemies, I believe, went over here. Okay, so this thing is a brain sucker. Now these will steal your insight, and I really don't want to have my insight stolen. They are weak to thrust, which is one of the reasons why I like the saw spear over the saw cleaver. Alright, I messed that up pretty badly. Oh no, no. Alright, so yeah, we're trying not to get caught again, because, as you can see, he stole 2 insight, and it is gone forever. Oh, no. No. Oh, we got lucky there. Thought for sure he was gonna grab me again. And yeah, we can no longer get that 2 insight back. That is permanently gone. And yeah, that's just, I hate these things. They're one of my least favorite enemies. Are the stupid fucking brain suckers. Alright, so we kind of want to aggro these without the snatcher. So we're just going to sit here. That should aggro the dog. Alright, perfect. It's like actually what we want. Gotta love iframes. Alright, so now we can kill the snatcher. So what we're gonna go do is we're gonna sneak up behind him and we're gonna visceral him. We're gonna hit him with a charged R2. Perfect. And we're gonna visceral this guy. Because like I said, we really don't want to die to him just yet. We will die to one later. Perfect. So that kill, that was essentially how that should always go, initially. They are way more frightening than they ever should be. Than they have any reason to be. Like I said, they have a ton of health, they do a ridiculous amount of damage, and they will bring you to an area you don't want to be in just yet. And then another big thing is, if you knock if you knock these jars around, any enemies in the area will actually get alerted to that. So I was really trying to avoid that with the snatcher as well. Alright, so now that that's dead, we can move on. Keep seeing these little... Keep seeing those misty areas, and I think that there's loot there. So now we can come over here, and there's another elevator. now what this is behind that gate. So if you remember that gate, that is where we were, that is where we grabbed the wooden shield a while ago. And I don't think that there's a secret area. Okay, no there's not. Perfect. So now that we're here, we can actually open up that gate. So, alright, we can... So these guys are basically parry bait still. So there's one that should be... Alright, yeah, there's one over there. So we're going to open up the ladder before we do anything. Or we're going to go up the ladder and grab this loot up here. Grab the numbing mist. That's basically a, that makes it to where enemies can't heal. So if you use the numbing mist on an enemy, they won't be able to cast like healing spells, or they won't be able to use blood vials on another hunter. Primarily a PvP item. So we're going to open up this. And now that gets us our shortcut. We're going to wait for him to go down the stairs. And then we're going to kill this guy. And then normally there's some enemies that like come down the stairs here, and they're not coming down the stairs. It's kind of weird. So we have this one. That as soon as we start up those stairs, he'll start walking. So he's kind of hard to backstab. There are those enemies that normally path around. So I don't, the big thing is I don't want to deal with these guys on top of a big guy. So we're trying to avoid that basically at all costs. All right. So we're actually making really good progress through here. So there's another one on the other side here. I really don't want to aggro him on accident. He has a gun. It hurts quite a bit, actually. Alright, so what we can do with this one is, this is not one of the ball and chain ones, this is a regular enemy. So we can plunge him. We can do a plunging attack and do a lot of damage to him. Ow. So as you can see, Ludwig's Holy Blade is able to even stagger this guy, which is really good. So we're able to do a lot of damage using this weapon very quickly. So now what this is, this area is actually the, this is a courtyard that we're going to open up later. Sorry, I'm getting my locations mixed up. I thought that was someplace else. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, we can open up this now. But back, I believe it's over there. There's a courtyard, or there's a path that leads us to the other place that we needed 10,000 echoes to access. Ouch. These big guys are still a little scary. Ow. Fortunately, they don't really aggro, unless you're, like, basically right on top of them, so they don't typically aggro at the same time. So we're gonna kill this guy. Ay, ay, ay. And unfortunately, these really big enemies, you typically can't parry them. Which makes things significantly more difficult to deal with them. Alright, we got them. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, so there's a whole bunch of loot around here. As far as I remember, it's all Madman's knowledge, so bunch of insight. Oh, man. Well, that's not very nice of him. Yo, stop that. What an asshole. Alright, so this is actually the gate that we needed 10,000 echoes for. To pick up the emblem from the Bath Messengers. So, we just negated that 10,000 echoes, fortunately. So now we never have to worry about purchasing that emblem that we need that gate, or that we need for that gate. Basically, that 10,000 echoes would let you access this area significantly earlier than you would, like before doing Bloodstar Beast and before doing all of Old Yarnum. So we can go down there, and we can go over here, but we're actually going to not. We're going to come back to this area a bit later. What we're going to do right now is we're actually going to go do an entirely different area that will let us unlock runes. So we have all these runes that we can't access yet, and we really want to be able to access those. So we can go to the next area, and that will let us access those runes after we kill a boss. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to go back, and we're going to go level up So if you look over here... Stop that. I'm trying to explain something. So if you look over here, there's actually another Snatcher, another Bagman, that we are going to die to later. We're not going to mess with him right now. Like I said, he's a little bit hard, and we don't really want to go to that area just yet. So basically, we're trying to avoid having to deal with him just yet. So we're going to get 20 in Endurance, and then we're going to do Arcane. So we have spent our Echoes. Let's actually go repair our weapons. Oh good, I can upgrade this. Perfect, do even more damage. So, right here, this Hunter Chief emblem for 10,000 Echoes, this is what would have opened the gate. This is the key to the gate. So, basically we made it to where we didn't have to spend those Echoes, because we took the long way around. So I will pick up, eventually I'll pick up all of this gear. So this is basically about the same as the regular Hunter gear, the Yharnam Hunter gear. It's a little bit, I believe it's more bolt defense, but there's another bolt set that we're gonna pick up later. So, all right, over here is another bath, and this allows us to spend our insight to actually buy things. This is why you don't really want to lose your insight against those. You don't want to lose your insight with the brain suckers. You don't want to get grabbed. So this, the small resonant bell, we're gonna buy this for later. Sinister resonant bell, why not? And you can actually buy sets, like boss sets. So like the Grey Wolf Cap, the Ashen Hunter, that's actually Jura's set, the guy on top of the clock tower with the minigun. And then Gascoigne, he was the second boss fight. So we can buy his set for later. But we're gonna hold off on that right now. We will buy stuff with insight later. Alright, so, because we're trying to get to a new area really quickly, we're basically just gonna run past all this stuff. There's another summon over here. We can summon Henriette. That's for another, just to help us through this area, and there's a boss fight in this area that we can tackle later. But yeah, we're running past all of this. Bloodshot Eyeball, that's actually a chalice material, which we will not be using. More Bold Hunter's Marks, those are really nice. Alright, so we have started making it into the next area. So this is we're on our way to Hemwick Charnel Lane. So we're at 30 minutes right now, so we're actually going to wrap things up here and start our next episode at the start of this. This is a bullshit forest filled with a whole bunch of enemies that like to shoot at you. So should be fun. Have a good one. See ya.